So once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Inquiry Classroom. So my name is Isha Mehta, and I'm founder of Inquiry Classroom. I've been with the IB for last 13 years now, and I'm a certified trainer. So when I'm teaching, I'm not in school. So I also, love, creating some resources for other teachers out there. So that's how we started with Inquiry Classroom. Currently, I'm teaching grade 5, and my core values are working with integrity and responsibility. I'm always, craving for learning something new, and I believe in repetitive practices. I think we can just quickly go through the content page. What are the things that are lined up for you today? So we are going to start with a quick provocation. We call the strategy emoji check. So you'll be giving the responses using emojis. Then we'll quickly talk about what are student portfolios in PYP, and we'll do a reality check what a true PYP portfolio is and what it isn't. And then we'll discuss a DNA model. What are the things that a learner has to reflect upon? And then what does the true reflection mean? That also we'll be discussing. And then what exactly we need to put in IBPYP portfolio, that also in details we'll be talking, and then step by step. And then pieces matter in a portfolio. If we talk about unit of inquiry, so how many pieces do I need to include in my student portfolio? So that also we'll be discussing today. Essential elements of both EYP and PYP portfolios, because both have to be like little different. Then we'll be also mapping the age-appropriate responsibilities when it comes to, creating portfolios. And then there will be this 4-part story that we'll be talking about. And then choosing the right medium, whether we should go with the hard copy portfolios or e-portfolios, or we can have a mix of both. And then choosing what is the timeline? How often should I revisit or update my student portfolio? That also we'll be talking about. Towards the end, we'll have one portfolio rubric, and you can just provide that rubric in a student-friendly way, and the children can also self-assess where do I stand when it comes to my portfolio reflections. And then I'll be sharing some digital portfolio tools, the platforms, and a sample template for both, like one for EYP and another one for PYP. And then together, we'll be building a digital portfolio from the scratch. The session will be taken by Mr. Raj. And then finally, we will have the reflection and Q&A session. So let's set the stage. If you're not sitting with a diary and a pen, you're free to have the screenshots also, and later you can use for your reference. You can share your thoughts in chat if asked or invited. You can save all your questions for the Q&A session. You can just note down that in your notepad, and then towards the end, you can ask all your queries. And then towards the end, you'll have to turn on your video camera, because we want, group screenshots of that. And the last but not the least, stay curious and open-minded. So let's quickly start with this quick provocation. It's really fun, and you can do it with your students also in your class. It's called emoji check. So you have to imagine this. You've just returned after the Christmas break, and your inbox is full because you didn't pick your, laptop in holidays, and your coffee is still hot, and your PYP says that please keep all your student portfolio on my table this morning. And then you have to just type one emoji in the chat box that will show your feeling right now. If you come to know that tomorrow morning, I need to keep all my student portfolio on PYPC's table. So how will you feel? Just show your, reflection through emojis, and you can select one of these. And all the PYP coordinators attending this session can enjoy this quick provocation. Or they can just anticipate and guess how will their teachers feel if you do something like that. Okay, we've got a few responses already. Okay, mostly okay. Srishti, I'll be with Srishti too. Even if my portfolios are okay, still I'll get panic. Why do my PYPC need my portfolios? And I'll just go check with my co-teacher whether you are also asked to do the same. Yeah. Nandini says panic mode. Yes. Right. You're feeling, little stressed or you're in panic mode or you need really help over there, it's completely okay because you're not alone in that. Because portfolios aren't something that are going to check your teaching practices, or they're not going to check your learning, what's the learning happening in your classroom. They're just to check how do you maintain portfolio, or how do you help students maintaining their portfolios. Yes, that's true. So today, this is going to be, a session where discussing about all those challenges, and we will leave the session with more clarity and understanding on what to include in the portfolios and why it really matters and how to manage this process effectively and then without stressing ourselves. So that's what we'll be talking about in today's session. So what are the portfolios? The portfolios are not actually, a pile of worksheets, or maybe they're not kept for the decoration purposes. They are the evidence of learning. So that's why when IB team also comes to, evaluate your school, so they are also looking for student portfolio. Why do they actually need the student portfolio at that point of time? Because portfolios are the evidence of learning. And the portfolio is also a tool which is, designed to support the student agency, because students select their own work to reflect on that. What are my areas for growth? So portfolios are something that also help learners reflect, help them with their metacognition skills, because they think about what, how, and why they are learning. So that's why it's really important. And if you're working with IB PYP for maybe more than 6-7 years, so you might know that the portfolios were also considered as one of the assessment tools. They were considered as the summative assessment tools, but now that's not the same anymore. So summative assessments are not emphasized a lot. So portfolios are also considered as assessment for learning. So there's still scope for learning. There's no end to learning. So it's a continuous process. The portfolio have become like a learning continuum, not just a final judgment. So, and if work is not reflected on, it does not belong in a portfolio. That's today's, thumb rule. So moving on, reflection is something that turns the work into learning. So without reflection, our portfolio is just a folder of work, as I have already told. So why it matters? Because it makes the learning meaningful and also transferable. And it also builds, student learner agency and metacognition, because every work the child is adding to his portfolio has to reflect, why is this my best work? Okay, why does this matter to me? So it's not teacher who's choosing the work for the child. The child's choice is, primarily put over there. So it also provides powerful evidences for assessment. For example, I cannot simply write in the report card, you are a wonderful or impactful communicator. So I would see those evidences from the child's portfolio. If the child has actually written, a really, for example, written a paragraph or maybe an article on maybe conserving natural resources, so I can say that this child is really an impactful writer or a good communicator. Or maybe a child has created an audio clip or a podcast or a video clip on how to conserve natural resources. So I get some authentic or clear evidences of assessment. I can clearly write in the report card comments also later that yes, you are a communicator. So that's how it matters. And then, there are some practical tools, and today I'll be sharing a lot of resources of reflection prompts that you can share with your kids. You can even give them the sticky notes and they can write the prompt on that. There are many ways of doing that, or you can just cut them out and then give them the reflection sheets. So form of reflection can be written, it can be audio or video. Written reflection works really good for the hard copy portfolios, and audio and video works really well with e-portfolio or with earlier students. So that's how we can go about this. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about check-in. So best describe a PYP portfolio. So it's your turn now. You have to just give me one answer to this. Option A, B, C, or D. So I'm waiting for your responses. Which best describe a PYP, portfolio? It's a neat file, I already got the right answer. It's option C, a learning story showcasing attempts, feedback, and reflection. So we'll stick to that. Perfect. Wow, amazing. Thank you so much for your prompt responses. So now let's talk about what is, true portfolio and then what they are not. So they are student owned and student led. They are not just a decorative scrapbook, but if a learner really wants to decorate its cover page, so you can allow that. That's nothing bad in that. It's a curated story of growth over time. It shows a clear growth, how I was doing during the unit 1, and how much I've grown during unit 2 and then unit 3. And so they should be revisited at least once in every unit. And this is only about my best work. So that's not true. We can encourage all learners. So not only add their best work, they can also think of adding the work where they have really shown some growth. So that also some samples I'll be sharing in the next slides. Showcase of both process and product. The real portfolio is, it must show the learning process, not just the final product. So the kids can add their, rough notes over there. That is the research copy, and then can further, organize it into bullet points or into mind maps or concept map, final draft. So the final draft is always, written by the child, the paraphrased version or his own words about what exactly happened in the story. So all 3 versions can be piled together and put inside their portfolios. And then, it's not only teacher assessment record. The portfolio must have the self-assessment records, peer assessment records, and there should be a balance of all that. So if also a reality check is, if a child is not able to explain the work that is put in the portfolio, the portfolio will lose its purpose. So what task or the sample work is added in the portfolio, the child should be able to talk about that. So that's the thing. Okay, so it is called the DNA model, and I really love this. What the learner reflects upon, it answers the question, and the learner is kept in the center. So that's why, we talk a lot about learner agency. So it's all about learner's choice. So DNA, D stands for dispositions, that is the learner profile attributes. N is the navigation of ATL skills, approaches to learning skills. And then A stands for abstraction of ideas, that is directly connected with the conceptual understanding. So we can understand this with this sample that the child has added in his portfolio. So this is a poster that the child has, drawn and written about plant adaptation. So child has already inquired about it, and then finally has put it on a piece of paper, maybe a well-labeled poster or a diagram. And then the child should be able to answer what learner profile attribute did I develop during this engagement. So child is maybe mentioning, I really developed my attributes of an inquirer. Why? Because I had to research a lot about different types of plants, growing in different regions. So after that, the child should be also able to connect what ATL skill did I develop during this task. So maybe child will say observation skills, because I just went to maybe the biolab and then I observed different, plant samples. So that is how I developed my observation skills. Maybe I went on a nature walk to just, observe local biodiversity. So, and then finally, the child understands what is the meaning of the concept adaptation. So if the child is able to reflect on these 3 aspects. So these 3 aspects are the dispositions, ATL skills, and concepts that the child has explored. So yes, this work is good to go inside a portfolio. So counts as evidence in the IB PYP portfolio, as I was mentioning in the beginning also, because when we have evaluation visits or authorization visits, the team would ask for the student portfolio. So what exactly they'll really see in the portfolios will also be the learner profile attributes and ATL skills, which are, explicitly evidenced, not just simply assumed or written in a vague way in the student reflection or teacher reflection. So the work should itself talk about it. So for example, for a communicator, maybe there can be an audio clip or a video where child is talking about the learned or the explored or the researched information. Maybe a mind map, a complex mind map, along with the reflection. The child can directly say that, yes, I demonstrated or I exhibited the attributes of a good thinker. And then, yes, if child has done something, which was not so easy, so I have tried something new. So child is, exhibiting the attributes of a risk taker. Similarly, if a child has added another concept map, so it clearly shows that I have developed my thinking abilities, thinking skills, in that. And obviously, a lot of research happens when it comes to inquiry. So under finding out and sorting out and going further, we do a lot of research tasks. So those evidences can also be the part of their portfolios and clearly shows that, yes, the child has done a research in this. This can also include their surveys or interviews, or if they are doing a Skype talk with an expert or a guest session. So those evidences can also directly be linked with the research skills. And last but not least, the self-management skills. Just an example. So we can explore or encourage our learners to choose a sample that can easily be connected with a learner profile attribute or ATL skill. What exactly belong in the story of learning? What to be included or what can be excluded? So we'll talk about what to be excluded first. A lot of worksheets when it comes to, literacy and numeracy, will avoid adding them. So we can keep another folder for that. And because that is just a worksheet and the child has just practiced a particular concept in that. So we'll avoid adding that in the portfolios. Maybe a lot of repetitive practice pages, maybe addition or subtraction or rote map drills. So we'll avoid adding that also in the portfolios. And anything the student cannot explain and reflect upon, also we need to avoid adding in the portfolios. I need to include, so we have a separate slide also for this, but then we can also think of including graph that shows the evolution of idea. So earlier I used to think and now I think that. So we can also think of adding a lot of work along with the VTR reflections that will really be a good evidence where they are showing the evolution of an idea. And then a lot of written audio or video reflections, feedback from teachers, peers, and self, that also to be included in the portfolios. Photos and videos of learning processes. Maybe they're building something, they are innovating something new, or they're experimenting with an idea. So those evidences can also go in the portfolio along with child and teacher's reflection. Evidence of students' choice and voice. A lot of student-led inquiries can also be the part of, student portfolio. So this is one of the important slides. Though ID does not, restrict schools to add these many paces and portfolios, but I just gone through different schools and how they practice, portfolios in their schools. So many best schools follow this practice. But again, it's up to you and your students how you want to maintain your portfolio. So we have got a full flexibility into that. But then let's follow the rule of less is more. So quality, over quantity. So that's the thing. So type of evidences, unit of inquiry, samples, per unit, we can think of adding 1 to 2 or maximum, I would say 3. So 3 best paces, but then well reflected, where teacher has given the feedback and child has worked on that and reflected on that. So it has to be, a really good piece of work that child is choosing. And a few examples can be, the best inquiry evidences, the concept-driven task, or something that was really challenging for the child, and obviously the reflections as well. If I talk about language, so 2 to 3 pieces per semester will be a good number, because when it comes to language, English, your first language and additional language, there's a lot of scope. You can do a lot of it through the unit. But then which does not mean that you have to include everything in your portfolios. 2 to 3 pieces per semester will be a good thing. For the entire year, maybe 5 to 6 best pieces can go in portfolios. They can be writing samples, they can be reading responses, reading reflections, reading strategies, speaking and listening, reflections, artifacts when it comes to e-portfolios. obviously a lot of, discussions or roundtable discussions or podcast or TEDx, if they are just doing all. So also depends on what grade you're teaching. Then mathematics, again, 2 to 3 pieces per semester. But then here, if you are not able to, really integrate it authentically, so avoid adding that. Maybe per semester, 2 pieces should be a good number. Second language, again, if you're able to integrate it that well with that unit, so 1 piece per semester, but it has to be well reflected. And the pieces might include your vocabulary development, your communication samples. In grade 4 and grade 5, there can be some, writing samples as well. And then when it comes to, arts, so again, 1 or 2 pieces per semester will be a good number. That might include visual art sketches, the posters, info collage, pictures of the models they have created, videos of performances or musical creations, like they have composed a song, especially when it comes to grade 3, 4, and 5. So we can add those in portfolios, but then 1 to 2 pieces will be enough for a semester. Physical education, not more than 1 per semester, I would say. And then that also, you can connect it really well with the units, especially under who we are. So we can think of connecting it with the, physical well-being, and then reflecting on the games or the teamwork or the self-management team. There's a lot you can do with the, primary grades. Student reflections, when it comes to, unit end reflection. So at least every unit must end with a unit end reflection. So I'll be sharing a lot of samples today, so you can think of, refer to those as well. And then every work which is included in the portfolio must have the student reflection. That's compulsory. Because it also encourages personal voice and ownership. And then you can clearly say that, yes, so we provide a lot of agency when it comes to, what to add in portfolios. So it's all a student's choice. Learner to file an ATL reflection, 2 to 2 pieces should be a good number, especially when it comes to, PYP exhibition. They reflect a lot on these terms. But I will also suggest that other grades can also revisit the IB essential elements at least once in a year, once in the beginning of the year, and then once when you're just concluding the year. And if you have recognition ceremonies and all that, when you are just appreciating students, what learner profile attributes they develop, and they self-reflect, and peers also reflect on that, it's also a good practice. Goal setting and action plan also, you can just add it in the beginning of the year and then revisit it maybe twice or thrice in a year. Self-assessment tools, at least 1 per unit. You must add that, again, because it will give a lot of agency to learners. And then, sometimes, you can also include some peer assessment where you're just including some samples, some feedback of the peer check. That also can be included in the portfolio. Finally, the parents' comment, that is optional. If your school really, suggests, you can go with that as well. Maybe towards the end, there can be 1 page where parents are also giving their feedback on the learning. So that's how it works. If we talk about the, components of portfolios when it comes to grade 1 to grade 5. So these are the evidences that we have already talked about, but these are some strong evidences we can actually include in our portfolios, starting with some samples of transdisciplinary learning. Maybe where is some, true integrations done. So various subjects, it can be, mathematics or language, or you are obviously for UI, you are already adding an inquiry-based, engagements or work. Student-led inquiry and reflection can also be added, because there was a question out of the box. A particular child has asked that question, and then you can ask the kid to just provide the resources or a book or maybe internet, or let the child create a research report on that. Example can also be added in the portfolio. For example, you are having a unit on exploration, but a child wants to, explore a lot about, aliens and UFOs. And then what you can do is you can ask child to explore more about it, give that time frame to the child, and then let him create a research report on that. And get that in the portfolio. That is called student-led inquiry. And which is not, obviously, you have not planned it, but it has come from the child's question. So that's how you can do it. Assessments and action evidences to be also added in the portfolios. Within a unit, you do 2 to 3 assessments. Okay, so it's like more of, formative assessments. So those samples can also be added in the portfolios. Learner profile attribute and ATL skill development, that is for sure through the reflections, especially the reflection prompts that I'm sharing today. It's fewer solely, focused on learner profile attribute and ATL skills. And then goal setting reflections also to be added in the portfolio. Peer and teacher feedback to be added in the portfolio. And if it's grade 5, so at least 1 or 2 pieces from exhibition unit also can be added in the portfolio. If you can raise your hand if you are teaching early years, so it will be like, I'll be able to see that, yes, we have teachers from early years. So if you are in teaching in early years, so this is how you can add different components in that. You can even maintain one portfolio for both the years or all the 3 years. It will show the clear progress, how much child has grown over those years. So we can add, anecdotal records there, which clearly shows the skill development or the social interaction, or it can be based on, the inquiry-based learning that has happened. How to add ATL skills development evidence. Okay, so I'll be sharing, Prajita has asked that question. So Pradita, I have some samples after this to show, so I'll discuss at that time as well. But then, it's what are the tasks the child is thinking to add in the portfolio. So it can be inquiry-based task. For example, they had a roundtable discussion and the child was so enthusiastic, and then he has shared his ideas, and then he has just created this discussion web and then reflected his ideas on a piece of paper, and child wants to add this piece of work in the portfolio. So I'm talking about hard copy portfolio right now. And then you can always ask the child, the ATL skills do you think you have demonstrated or developed your engagement? So this is how the child will be able to connect. So I have developed communication skills. Even if it's a home assignment, that also can be the part of portfolio, because it's all about students' choice. So if they think that this was my best work, that I have really worked hard at my home, so that can also be the part of the portfolio. There's no hard and fast rule on it. Yes. So I hope I could serve the purpose and I could answer your question. A lot of reflection through drawings and verbal feedback can be added in the portfolios. I would suggest for EYP, we can go with both the portfolios, hard copy and also the soft copy portfolios, where you can add their, sessions, their oral reflections. Even teacher will be saved, because teacher doesn't have to write a lot, because every time the child is speaking something, teacher has to write it for the child. It's better to click a video and then you can keep it in a child's e-portfolio. So that is one. And then photos, and a lot of photos and videos can be added. If I talk about the work samples, so for EYP, a lot of artworks, writing and drawing samples, literacy and numeracy samples also can be the part of it. And then also you can add some space where parents can also add their comments and observations. So this is how we can go with the earlier portfolios. So moving on, portfolio is just not about, we cannot just restrict it into different subject also. Though our template will also talk about UI, English, math, and different subjects that we are dealing with. It's not restricted on subject areas. It's all about students' choice. Like Ms. Apradita also rightly raised this question. Can we include their home assignments or a chart that they've worked upon in the portfolio? Yes, we can include what the child really wants to add in the portfolio, where he has really worked hard. So we can encourage our learners to add those kind of pieces in their portfolios. They can be performance-based videos or assessments. They can be, artwork, or where the child has just drawn something and then added, different pictures of the whole process. Can also be like how I started and then how I ended. So that is the, documenting the creative journey and reflecting on the techniques that the child has added, or, how the growth has happened. So that also can be the part of their portfolio. Even in PE classroom, the peer coaching reflection can also be part of portfolio. So that will be a very nice, PE integration that we can add. And what not action, the service projects or maybe the interview that child has taken. So they have gone out for a survey or for interviews. That also can be the part of their portfolio. So portfolios, they capture the full spectrum of the student. It's not only about the subject areas. So this is how we can just make sure that when learners are adding their different samples in the portfolios, we make sure that it's not restricted to only you have to put one piece of math and then it's compulsory to add that in your portfolio. So we can give the flexibility to the child. So again, then the gradual release of responsibility when we talk about, if I talk about, EYP, grade 2, I would say, sometimes, in some schools, grade 2 students become really independent. So you can just keep it till grade 2. And then it's more like teacher-led compilation, because teacher has to take the lead and then they have to sit with individual child and then ask for the oral reflections, for the drawings. So the more work is on teacher's shoulder. But if we talk about grade 2 or grade 3, the portfolios are again co-designed with the teacher. So it's not fully student-led. But then when it's grade 4 and 5, so we should encourage learners to lead the curation, especially when they are adding their, artifacts or sample work in their portfolio. So make it completely student-led. So they independently go pick, select, self-assess, and upload, their work within their portfolios. So that is how we can go about, sharing the responsibility when it comes to portfolio setting. So it's called a FAIR strategy, and I really love it. And I've been doing this for many years. So we can also think of, encouraging a learner using these steps. So this is my first attempt. Maybe I was asked to do a research on, say, energy sources. So I have researched on that. That was my first attempt. It can be maybe going out and observing nature. It can be a video watch. So this is my first attempt. So now I will get feedback on my work. So teacher has provided me feedback on this work. Maybe teacher here says, as per the sample, it says that I wish if you add more describing words in your write-up. And the peer has also assessed this. So peer says that you can see that sticky note, just assume that. The sticky note says that I like your main idea, but I wish if, you could write in neat handwriting. So the peer has, suggested. So now, after getting the feedback, we go to the third step, which is called improvement. So now the child can rewrite that work, incorporating feedback. So we make sure that in our weekly planner itself, this should be clearly mentioned, maybe one lesson for the first attempt, and then after feedback, let the child read the feedback, understand, and a time frame to be given when the child is doing that correction work. So what is something is not correct. So let me, one full lesson for that. Let me just reflect upon and see how I can make it better. So that will be the FAIR draft once again. And then along with the child's reflection. So at this point of time, necessarily the peer and teacher also need to check his work. This is the point where child will reflect and self-assess. So maybe child may write after that, feedback help me, add adjective. And the child has now highlighted all the adjective words. And then child is also reflecting, I didn't know I could write this neat. So this final draft, along with, the step 1 and step 2, everything we can file up and add in their portfolio. So this is something, we can do in our classrooms as well. It's silly because the sample is from English. You can do it for math. You can do it for unit of inquiry. You can do it for any other subject also, because every time we give them a task, we correct it. We give the feedback. So that after feedback, what happens? So the task, that work should not get lost until or unless the feedback is worked upon. So this is also something you can really practice in your classroom. So moving on, let's talk about the types of portfolios. So today we're talking about both manual and digital portfolios. The both of them have their own plus and minus. If we talk about manual portfolios, they are really good for, documenting their fine motor skills, their writing skills, handwriting, drawing, the graphical organizers they make. And then also, edits, as we talked about, rough draft, first draft, second draft, and my final draft. And then also for the tangible creations. So for example, they have made an artifact also that can be included in the portfolios. But then when it comes to, their oral reflection, discussions, they have actually a role play presentation. So where does that work go? Just a written reflection is not enough for that. So digital portfolios are really good for that. And we can actually take a video or a photograph for that and then add in digital portfolios. So a mix of both, I would say, is really well, both for EYP and PYP. So we can, if our school allows, so we can go with, both. And then only e-portfolio also, I would say, will not be a good idea, because if I have, my school has 500 students in PYP, so we cannot afford 500 iPads. And it's, every class would need it every then and now. So because we would need a lot of resources and gadgets also for that purpose. So, a mix of both will be a good idea. This is a checklist that you can even go back to your class tomorrow and then just check one of the portfolio if all these components are there. The student choice is visible. You can see that the student is able to explain the work that is added in the portfolio. That's the first point. Is there evidence of thinking about the process? How did I go about this work? What were the challenges that I faced and how did I overcome that? So that is the reflection. Growth over time is shown. I used to think this, but now I think before and after story of the progress. Is that there in the portfolio? Learner profile attribute and ATL skills are visible. That also you can just go back and just see if they have added the work, your students have added the work in their portfolios. Do they have all these components? So this is a checklist that you can even, give to students, and then students can also, work upon that. Manual portfolios are in different types in the market. I would say the cardboard portfolios and, those pocket folders are really good for EYP, even grade 1. And then we have those transparent sleeves and transparent leaves, and also, those divider portfolios. They are really good for grade 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we can go with that as well. So we're talking about the type of, hard copy portfolios. So you just tell me in the comment section, which one are you following? Until last year, we used to follow the divider ones in my school, but now, last year, we switched to the transparent sleeves. So which one are you using in your school? Just add in the comment section. Oh, transparent sleeves. Yeah, most of the school go with that please. Yeah, thank you so much. Let's start with a quick check-in. Portfolios usually get attention. When exactly I need to set my portfolios? Okay, Prachina says option A, just before PTSC or SLCs. Okay, what others say? Okay, is anybody using Seesaw? I've not used that. I've used Toddle, I've used Google Sites, but I've not used Seesaw. Throughout the year. Okay. Many are saying just A. Okay. Nobody says option D also, when my folder is full. All right, option B, throughout the year. Yes, I think that should be the right response for this. Thank you so much, everyone. Shannon also says option D. Lakshmi says option B. I also agree with you. Yes. So it has to be done throughout the year. So we have this quick e-portfolio implementation timeline. You can just do that for the hard copy portfolios as well. But then hard copy portfolio, when it comes, I believe that we should do at least once when we have that buffer week, when the unit gets over. When it's week 5, So during that, when we are working on the summative assessment, so after that, I think we should open their portfolios and ask them to reflect on their best work, their most challenging work, or the work they really worked hard. That is the practice that we should follow for the hard copy portfolios. Once in every unit, especially when the unit is concluded. So this is something that really works well. It is called 15 minutes portfolio Friday. So every Friday you can pick one of your UI lesson and then keep those 15 minutes for that. And then you can actually ask kids to reflect on. So week 1 is about foundation and communication. So where teacher is setting up, digital prep. You are just asking students how to go about it. What is it? So that is one. And then, you can send a parent introduction letter also. We are going to start with the e-portfolio, and your child will be working on that. And this is the way we'll be working on that. So that is something. And then the same way Mr. Raj is going to take us through a demo. So we have to give the same demo to the students. If possible, we can give the same demo to parents as well, because they should also be aware, like, how to go about those e-portfolios so that the parents can assist them at home as well. Then week 2, we have to spend those 15 minutes where we are discussing why we need those e-portfolios. So you have created this beautiful poster or maybe a chart or maybe a mind map. So do you think how long this is going to survive? If I click a photo of it and then add it on the digital portfolio, it's it will be like lifelong. It will be with you and you can store it in your drive. So that is how we can discuss why are we creating e-portfolios, and then also create some success criteria for the e-portfolios with your students. And then week 3, we can just take those, mini lessons, how to, upload and curate the different, work samples on the e-portfolios, even if it comes to, your audio reflections or maybe the video reflections, and what to add in that and how to go about it. Practice with the sample artifacts. Even when we started the e-portfolio in my class, I also showed them one sample portfolio. So they got more connected because kids are really small and they are able to connect more when we show them an exemplar or a sample. So this is also really, really important. So we can show them a sample. And then next Friday for 15 minutes, we can just call few students in front and ask them to upload, just like see how to go about it. And then give them some guided reflection prompts. And this is also the time I think most of us will be towards making connection stage of the inquiry during the week 1, where we can ask them to select their best pieces, 2 to 3 samples from that unit and lift on that, and then go through, the peer feedback or the teacher feedback, and then revisit that work. Okay. And then maybe we can create a fair draft to that work and then include that in the portfolio. Last week can also be all about if you have unit end celebration, they can present during that. If you have PTSC, you can present during that. Or if you have, SLCs, they can present their portfolio on that as well. So this is just 15 minutes and your portfolio will be ready. And then as I told before, less is more. Let's follow that mantra, because if you add a lot of things in the e-portfolios, so it will be like a lot of stress to your kids and to you as well, because you also need to, add the reflection on it. And one of the esteemed, practitioner, IB practitioner asked us once, like, how do you assess portfolio? We were like thinking, how to assess a portfolio? Portfolio itself has a lot of evidences where teachers give the feedback and the anecdotes and all that. Is there something that can assess portfolio as well? So here is this rubric that you can really provide your students, and then you can ask them to self-assess themselves. Where do they stand when it comes to, their portfolio? Especially this can be given towards the end of the year. And then let them reflect upon how well they have done their portfolio. But the exemplar can be shown in the beginning of the year as well, so that they are aware what all things to include in their portfolios. So you can quickly take a screenshot of this. So many platforms that we can use for generating portfolios. Somebody talked about Seesaw. Dojo is also something which is free for schools. So Mr. Raj will be demonstrating us how to create an e-portfolio on Google Sites today. Book Theater is also one. I have worked on Padlet before. OneNote I have not worked, but this is also a good platform where which supports, we can upload audios, videos, their work. We can add the reflections on that. And you can keep the data also, safely. The school data can also be safely kept on that. So these are different platforms, and you can do many more than hundreds on online. But then many are paid, where school has to pay for that. And yes, that's how we go about it. So Total is one example, which is really, really good. But then you have to charge a big amount for that. And then for capturing the inquiry cycle, there are different tools, digital tools that you may use. Padlet is really good, when it comes to creating a wonder wall. So you can see a sample here. So it is all free. To a limit, it's free, and then you can use it for creating wonder walls, so that the inquiries are, authentically evident. And then what is the next step they have done after adding their questions. So they can even attach, the folder or the PowerPoints or the Canva presentation they have made based on their question. For researching, Connell's notes is also a good point where they can type their reflections. But I would say only grade 4 and 5 should go with that. For experimenting, the time-lapse videos are really good if they have a unit on, seed germination or plants, how plants grow. So this is also a good tool that you can use. As for reflecting, Flipgrid is also another good tool where along with your photograph, you can add your reflection. So that is also a really good one. So these are different, tools that can be also included when it comes to reflection. So we'll be filling this towards the end. So because now I'll be sharing one sample portfolio template with you. I'll be sharing both the templates. So one is e-portfolio template, and then I also have a PDF of hard copy portfolio, just a sample how we do it in our school. But this is something that you can do in your class with your students as well. It's really good. Just show me a thumbs up how many of you have done my goal flag when the year gets over and the new year starts, and how many of us have done this with the students. Have you done this before? Smriti said, yes, that's really good one. And then they can actually create a flag out of their goal, and then they can add it. So I am already sharing this resource through the resource kit. So you can just take a print out of it and then give to your students. And then along with this, they'll just add a new year goal for themselves. And that can be the part of the portfolios as well. Okay. So that's all. All the theory part is over. So I'll be sharing some samples now. I'll just stop sharing that, and then I'll quickly share the sample template that is created again on the Google site. So I have got both the samples. One is for EYP. So I'll start with I feel EYP first. I'll be sharing only different components of it. After that, Mr. Raj has a demo session on how to go about it, how to create it from the scratch. So I hope you're able to see this. So are you able to see my screen? Just a quick thumbs up if you're able to see Vivian's portfolio. Okay, thank you so much, Anna. Raj. Okay, so Pradita has another question about ATL skills. He'll be answering when I'm sharing this sample already. So it has a home page, and on the top you can just add the child's name. And then what grade, what academic year, it's important. And then there's no hard and fast rule what to include, what not to include in this. So we got a lot of flexibility. For early years, I would say, because they won't be able to write. It's either a teacher has to sit one-to-one and will write what the child is saying. So how do I learn? So there is one sample which is added here. The child says that I learn by playing and finding new things. So this is something that teacher has typed for the child. So if you don't want to do it, you can just add a photo or maybe an audio clip of the child who's speaking, how best the child learns. So that can be the part of homepage. So why I made this portfolio. So let child also think about it. why did I make this portfolio? So what exactly it contains? What is the purpose behind it? So let the child think about it. So that also, again, a video clip or an audio clip can be added in this section. So after time, the Raj will be already talking about how to go about it, how to include, how to add the reflections, and how to add different tabs in ePortfolio. So how learning is shown. So this is something that teacher can add, because in EYP, most of the ePortfolio is managed by teacher. And what are different areas of learning? So we have just sorted it as per different subject, but you can also give them different names, like what is play-based learning happened, what is the language development happened, social interaction that has happened, or physical development that has happened. So you can also sort their learning to these areas. Then also, there can be one part where families are invited to view, celebrate, and discuss the learning with the child. But let's not ask them to, add a comment on the ePortfolio. So that is how the homepage looks like. So if I take on the unit of inquiry 1, so here you will have all the 4 units or all the 6 units. If you see the top tab bar, so you'll be able to see all the unit of inquiry on the top. And then if I click on unit of inquiry 1 page, so unit of inquiry 1 will open up like this, and there'll be different buttons that you're able to see on. So unit of inquiry 1, it would have unit overview. What is this unit all about? You can even include the central ideas here. So what I have done is, instead of central idea, I've just written the big idea. So the sample is nothing but a central idea here. And then you can just add some learning outcomes which are very crisp and then very simply, simplified language. You don't have to just simply pick the learning objectives and write. Simplified version can be included here, and there are some sample outcomes that are added under this section. And then learning in action can have the learning engagement where teacher has to sit with the child and then reflect on their best pieces. So that is learning in action. And finally, student reflection. Mostly it has to be really simple. Either teacher is going to type it for the child, or it can be an audio clip or video clip. Teacher reflection again for this thing. Not more than 3 to 4 sentences. It has to be done in neutral language. We are not simply writing what exactly the child has done. We are writing what. So no judgments. And then not necessarily we are just pointing out this is something that you have to really, really work upon. Pick one area where the child has shown the growth, and we can talk about that in the teacher reflection. So once we go on the unit of inquiry 1, you will be able to see different subjects here. As I already told, for EYP, not necessarily you have to go subject wise. This is just a sample template. You can just name it the way you want. And then unit of inquiry 1, as I told you, for every unit, let's not keep 2 to 3, work samples. On the top, we can add, what is the big idea of the unit. And here we can add some learning goals or learning outcomes, again in a very simplified version. And this is how we can add the learning engagement 1. For example, bug hunt. So that is just an example. And here we can include all the photographs where the child has gone out for a nature walk and for bug hunts, and then 2 to 3 pictures or videos can be included in this section. And after that, teacher has to sit with the child and then ask, so how was it? Why did you select the bug hunt? Child will say, I really enjoyed this because I saw something like this. And then, I saw a ladybird. I observed the different colors on it. I counted its legs. So sentence starters where child can, reflect on his learning experience. And not necessarily child has to write it. You can just ask the child, and you can have a video shoot or a, audio clip of that, and we can add that here. On teacher reflection, as I already told, it has to be really simple that the child understand or the parents understand. So just, 2 or 3 liner. For example, he explored the area carefully and observed insects with curiosity. And then he asked few questions and shared his observation using the words and gestures, because students at that age won't speak much, most of them. So it has to be simply written what exactly the child has done. And then one more engagement we can include here, that the child, reflects and says, yes, this is something that I really like. Because at that stage, they will only pick the work they really liked and then enjoyed. Again, the student reflection and then teacher reflection for that work. So in the sample template, we have just kept the 3 learning engagements. So you can reduce it per unit. You can reduce it for 2 also. Okay, 1 to 2 best learning engagement, but it has to be well reflected by the child and by teacher. So this is unit of inquiry. So if we just go back, so here is a back button. So you can just go back to the unit 1. And then if I open any other page here, so it's just a sample. And for all the other subjects, I have just added 1 learning engagement. So you can ask, work with student and like at least 1 learning engagement, 1 or 2 maximum, to include in the e-portfolio. For example, here again, we will write the focus of learning, what exactly was learned. And learning in action, you can add different photos. So this whole part is learning in action, which includes different photographs or audio clips or photographs or videos. And then sample learning goals, what exactly was learned here. So in this, maybe the child really liked the story. Story Explorer was an engagement. So in this section, it's not necessary you have to add only photographs. You can even include the video. Hi teachers, welcome to Inquiry. It will directly take them to, the videos. You can include audio clips or videos also in this. Then student reflection again has to be really simple, or mostly it has to be an audio clip. Teacher reflection again. And then here we have just added only 2 learning engagements for learners. So you can go with any one best learning engagement for language. So that's how you can go about. Similarly, in mathematics, just 1 learning engagement that the child has maybe, he really loved the counting and sorting fun. And then we can add all the photographs here. And then again, student reflection and then teacher reflection. So, but it's totally guided when it comes to, EYP, it has to be totally guided. Similarly, if you had a relevant music integration in the unit, so that can be added under music or PE. So this is how it looks like. Again, student reflection and teacher. So here, it's a music teacher that has to reflect upon, or PE teacher has to give the reflection. So not HRT will do this. So if some, authentic integration was done from PE, so PE teacher has to give the reflection here. And we have not added additional languages because most of the school, I think we don't have additional language until they, go to grade 1. Well, if you agree with me, just show me a thumbs up, because that's how we have not added that. But in case if you have additional language, you can use another tab here and write additional language. So that Raj will be telling us in some time how to go about that. So this was the sample for EYP. And I think now I should show you just 1 page for the, for the PYP portfolio. Just give me a moment. Let's quickly share that. So this is for grade 1 to 5 that we can follow this template. I hope you're able to see that. Again, I need to scroll it down because, it's a site. Again, so the process is same. We have, but the only thing you are able to observe is we have unit 6 here. EYP also sometimes you might have 6 units, especially for, when it comes to EY2. So some schools have 6 units. So we can add all the 6 units at that, in that case. So home page looks something like this because I have taken a sample from grade 5. Here, everything to be reflected by the learner. We cannot give the learner a lot of, prompts to write because they are independent enough to, add their reflections. So the child can add his photograph here and then can write the reflection, or it can be fully a video reflection as well. So it's up to you how you want to do it. So instead of, where writing something, the child can talk about himself or herself and then can add that video here. So I'm talking about the homepage right now. And then secondly, something that we can add in this about my learning portfolio. So what is it? Why did I create it? So that the purpose also comes here. So let the child reflect this, and this also to be written by the learner. A sample is added here. My understanding of the IB PYP essential element, if you have already done it on a hard copy, you can add a picture of that. Like you're able to see right hand side. It is taken from the child's hard copy portfolio. Picture can also directly go here. And then not necessarily child has to write a lot about that here. So we not do a lot of double work. So clear picture can be added. Then learning goals are really, really important. So this year, what are my learning goals? So can be added here. And again, if the child has already done the learning goal on a hard copy, so just ask the child to upload the hard copy over here in this section. And then how to explore my portfolio. This is something you can retain in your portfolio templates that you're multiplying for all your students. So this is how, even if their parents or some visitors are exploring their e-portfolio, so they can just go following these steps. And then going to unit of inquiry 1 again. So the page looks pretty much similar. The only addition you'll be able to see here are more subjects for grade 1 to grade 5, where we also have second language here. It's the format is quite same. The only thing you'll be able to find is different here. The child has to rephrase or write his goal and task for the learning engagement that he has selected to add in his e-portfolio. So, for example, he really enjoyed mystery box, so that can be repeated here. And then after that, student reflection, that should be solely written by the child. Maybe you can provide some reflection prompts. So now I come to Aprajita. She had asked the question, how do we reflect on the 8-year skills in the portfolios? So if you see the last reflection writing prompt here, what skills did I use or improve? So this is how, when they are reflecting on their work, that they are choosing to add in the portfolio. So they can clearly talk about the 8-year skills that they have used or developed or valued during this engagement. So this is how, and then this can be common for all the, the tasks that they're choosing for adding in their e-portfolios. And then there comes, teacher reflection, and that also has to be really crisp and to the point, what exactly the child did in that particular engagement, not just the good job or keep it up or you have done an excellent work. So instead of that, we can use the neutral language. What exactly the learner did in that, we can go through the sample. The learner explained, examined the item in the box, the mystery box, and then identified the system they belong to. She explained the function of different parts and also described how the parts are connected to meet the human needs. So this should be very true and very authentic description of what exactly the child did at that time. How I do it in my class so that it is not stressful for me. I will just turn on the microphone of my phone. I'll speak it and then it will just type it for me. And later I'll just, go back and then all the, rough anecdotes that I have made, I'll just convert it into notes or on the Word file, we can transfer it to that. And nowadays we can take a lot of help of AI to, to better our language, to make it crisp and more clear, or maybe simplify it. So you can do that way, because otherwise it will be very difficult or tedious for you to write so many comments for so many kids, and then you will forget by the time it is, end of the unit. So it's better to, whenever a particular learning engagement happens in your class, quickly make those anecdotes that you can, document digitally. So using your microphone, you just talk about what the child is doing and then it saves it for you. And similarly, another, engagement the child can select along with the student reflection. And also, we have added one more, but within a unit, let's encourage all learners to put only 2 to 3, best samples, not more than that. So now we can explore one more tab, maybe second language, because most of the, the tabs you will find the same now. They have to write their best engagement here on the top, and then they have to add their goal and task here and add all the evidences under this section. And let the child reflect using these 3 questions. This can be, what did I learn in this particular engagement, and how did this engagement help me understand the unit better, and what skills. You can even include what learner profile attributes I developed during this engagement. So that also can be done. It's not necessarily using this. You can use your own VTRs. You can use your own reflection prompts. This is just a sample. So let's not restrict to only these questions. You can include, there's so many VTRs you can use for reflections, and necessarily written or the typed work. You can encourage learners if they are really friendly with the, video cam. You can ask them to speak and then upload the video here. So that way also they can add their reflection. So not necessarily a picture here, they can also add a video, their reflection. And when it comes to the second language, so we can encourage especially grade 4 and 5 to add their reflection in the target language. If they're learning French, for example, they're learning Hindi here, but the child is not able to write in Hindi. So maybe ask to write in English for now. But slowly we are developing his writing skills as well. And the teacher comment if it's a second language to be in the second language. So that also help learner, will be able to curious read what exactly my teacher has written. So that also can be encouraged. Second language, as I told, the whole semester where we have covered almost 3 units of inquiry. So let's do only one integration, but it has to be really deep and authentically done. So this is how different subjects will look like, and not necessarily every time you have to do an integration, and for every unit you have to add. But then you've done really something, that was so interesting, and the child has done it, really nicely. We can encourage our kids to add that piece of work in the, but at the end, it is all student agency. It's their work. And then if they really want to add it, so encourage them to add it. So now I think I'm done sharing both the, soft copy portfolios with you. I think we can have a session with Mr. Raj, and towards the end, I can show you the hard copy portfolio also. So now I would like to invite Mr. Raj, who, brings over 18 years of experience working with MNCs and also with international schools. I call him the soul of Inquiry Classroom because he's the co-founder of Inquiry Classroom, and he leads a lot of, when it comes to, digital or technical or operational work. So welcome, Mr. Raj. To you, Mr. Raj. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Hi, everyone. Am I audible? Please, can you please confirm? Thank you. Thank you so much. So let me share my screen. So I will start from the scratch from starting. You just have to open your browser and open Google. And on Google, you have to search Google Sites and just press enter. It will take to the this page, and here you have to open this first option, Google Sites, and it will show you this. This is the dashboard of Google site, and here you will see some free templates which Google site has given to you. You can choose any of this template from here, but here we have designed a template for you. We have designed 2 templates here, one for earlier and one for upper primary. So we can go with a blank template from here. We have this one template, which is we have deleted everything from this. This is we have to scratch. We're going to start it with the scratch template. This is a demo template. Let me open it once. Open, and I'll let me open this earlier as well. Both are open now. You can see on the top, it is showing their demo portfolio. This is a demo which I will create. And this is the portfolio what we have already created. So now you can see it is the portfolio page. And on the right side, you can see this is the editing panel. Here you can see top heading, insert, page, pages, and themes. If you want theme, it will give you 4 options. Theme. If you want to use, you can use these themes. But in this theme, you will not get that much, very limited options to customize the theme. So you can create your own theme. I have created my own theme. This is Inquiry Classroom theme I have created here. And I am going to use the same theme here. And you can design your own. I can show you some themes. Like if I just click on this theme, it will look like this. If I click on this, it will look like this. There is no different, only the colors, images in the background, that is only the difference. And theme and the font can be a different. There is no much difference in that. So I have designed this one. I have kept the background all red, and this kind of picture in the background I have taken it here. And now I will start creating the home page. This is the home page of the template what we have created for you. How you can start creating, I will show you. This is the home page. Now, theme is clear to you. From here, we can choose a theme, and then there is pages. Now, the pages is the page. It will show you, like on the website you have seen, like I will show you here. On the top, you can see the menu bar. It is showing home and all 4 units on the top of the page. So if we have to add the menu bar, first of all, we have to go to pages. Then on this section, you can see on the bottom here is plus button. Will show this new pop-up window. Click here, and we have to create unit 1. Unit 1 plus add. And we just see on the top menu, I just add one title here, unit 1, and it is showing on the top of menu. Go unit 1. Now again, I will click 1 and unit 2. It is also showing on top. Unit 3. Again, I have to create 4 units. Now the menu is done. We have created home button, unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, and unit 4. Now we have to go with unit 1. Under unit 1, we have to add all the subjects. So the student can add their work under each subject. So how to add the subtitles, subheaders. So we have to select unit 1, and you can see 3 dots on the corner. You have to click on them, and you see here add sub pages. Click on it, and under unit 1 we have to add all major subjects, like start with UOI. Done. And you can see on top it is showing a drop down button here, and it is showing UOI under this. And now again on this top button, I will add another subject, that is English. Then I will add math. Then class. Music. Yes. I think these are sufficient writers now. If you will keep take your mouse cursor here on top, you will see all 6 subjects are showing over there. So we have created the menu bar, and it is very easy. It is maybe right now also who is coming first time on looking the dashboard of Google side, maybe it looks complicated for them. But once you will come here and you will practically design one portfolio, it is very easy. So now we have designed the menu bar, and this is a UI. First of all, we have to go to the home page. First, I will show you how to insert data on content, pictures, video on the home page. The pages is clear. Now insert. Insert it name, it's clear for the name only, like insert. Whatever you want to insert on the page, it will be inserted from this section on. Everything is here, like text box, images. If you want to code, HTML code, you can also add the HTML code here. Google Drive is here. You want to add the frames. It is a frame, 3 picture frame, 2 picture frame, 3 picture, 4 picture frames. I will show you how. First, go to the top menu. I will copy the title, and I will come here and I will paste it here. So now it is here, and I can reduce the selects. Yeah. Now it is weapon portfolio is there. The heading is done. Now come down. Now here, what is here next? One is picture, and next to pictures, there is a content. Now we have to add this section. So what we will do, Here you can see the first frame here. There is one picture and the left right side there is the content it's showing. Just click on it and it is showing this. Now you just remove one section. Now this is the text box to add the content and this is the frame where you can add your picture of student or video. It's up to you whatever you want to add here. I will show you. I will copy this content from here and I will paste it here. You see, the content is here. You can increase the size of photo. It is like here. Now, you can add any video here like this. And you can add video. You can add from YouTube. You can add from your system. You can add from anywhere. So, you can select it, upload. As of no, I don't know, we have any, like suppose this picture, epic it, and it is showing here. Now, you just click on this picture and add caption. And below, you will see a add caption box. Yeah. So now first section is done. Now you can see after this section, we have given this border here. This is the divider. We can add this divider. We have to click on the corner. You can see a blue line here. We have to click on the corner. Then we have to scroll down. Here is the button divider. Just click on divider and this row will come here. And it is dividing. It is just to separate the two sections because now we are going to add another section, one top. And see here, another section is also with a photo. So now we don't need to copy the same frame here and then do the adjustment. We can copy this same frame to downside. You have to come to this corner. You can see the duplicate section is coming here. Just click on it and it will make a duplicate of the upper section. You can see this. Now you can see here 6 buttons, 9 buttons are showing here. Just click it here, press it from right click and just drag it down. So it comes below this white line. So now just have to change the picture. Just double click on the picture. Click here, upload. And you can select any picture from download and like this. I have selected this one. Now this is a picture here. Now again, we can add it on the corner, come down and divide. If you have to save your work, you have to go on the top. You can see here publish. You have to click on publish. It will come like this. And again, you have to click second time, publish. Yeah, it is done. It is great. Now, if you have to see your portfolio, because it is a dashboard right now, it is showing your dashboard panel here. This is not a public site. If you want to see your public portfolio site, how it is looking on the online, so you have to go on top. Next to publish, you can see a drop down button. You have to click here. And the third option is view public site. Click on it. And it will open the page on the new tab. And it is looking like, it look like this. See it. You can see now, come back. Now homepage, I am just showing you 2 sections here only, just to give you an idea how to add content here. If you want to add video, you can add videos similar like this. And now just come to the unit of inquiry 1. Now, this is the original portfolio. Go to unit 1. Now here you can see we have created all the subjects pages here, not on the top of menu bar, but here it is showing on the menu bar. We have to move we have to create all these buttons here on the top and we have to hide these pages from the top. So how we will do that? I will show you that. Just copy it. Just paste it. And you can increase the size by clicking like 60. And this, it can change the color by yellow. And this is fine. Now come down and now we have to add buttons on the top. For that, you have to come to the right side. Inside the insert, you will see button here. One hand, click on it and it will pop up here a new page, and we will start adding the same UI. And under this, you can see the link. It will show you all the pages what we have created right now on the top menu bar, like unit 1. Under unit 1, we have created 6 subjects. So all the pages what we have created, everyone, all the pages will show here. You can see, come down, you have see the second option is coming, UI. So we have to select that page and insert. Now, this button is linked with, if you will come to the pages section here, now this unit 1 page button is linked with this page. Whenever we will click on this button, it will take us to this page. So now we will copy this and we will create a new page, new button, and English. And then delete this and find English, insert. Copy again here, double click, last. Delete this all. And third option will be back. And copy it again. And this is dance. Delete this all and scroll down, dance. So as of now, just for showing you, I'm just adding only 4 buttons, and I have linked these all 4 buttons with the pages. Now, if we have to see these buttons are working or not, what we can do, we can publish this site first to save the work. What we have done the work, we have to save this. We have saved it. Now, come to this section, view public site. Now, this is the page what we have created right now. These are the 4 buttons it is showing there. Now, if I will click on UI, it is taking me directly to the UI page. And if I will click on English, it will take me to the English page. Now, if you can see on the portfolio, when I click on original portfolio page, when I click on UI, it takes us to the unit of inquiry page, but it is showing also back button here. So how to add this back button here on this page? We have to go to unit of inquiry page, and we have to add here one button, that is back. And we have to link this page, like when we are on any page we want, when we click the back button, it should lead us to unit of inquiry page. We have to select unit 1, insert, and we can drag this button from here to top. Now it is there, and we can reduce the size like this, and we can publish it 2 times. And now we can see the view from here. We hope it is working or not. Now we have added the new back button here. If I will click on this back button, it will take us back to the unit 1 page. So here is the unit 1 page. So now on unit 1 page, these are the content below this section. We can copy it. Come to this page, and we have to go inside the insert, add text box, paste. Now here is the top section. Just click on the corner, scroll down, and add the divider. Now this is a separate section now. Just go top, again add the text box, go back, select all, copy, and come to the image and paste. Let me see. This section is also created and divider is added. So this is the simple way to add. Okay, now you want to know how to add videos here. Like suppose if I add this section here and I want to add a video from a YouTube or a Drive, it can be any place from or a desktop. Desktop is easy, click here, upload, and you can select the video and upload. Okay, if you want to add a YouTube video, click on YouTube, and it will open your YouTube channel, like your YouTube page, what you have logged in on the browser with the email ID. I have opened with my personal email ID. It is showing video from my personal, our YouTube channel. So suppose if you select any of the video here, I have selected this video and you will insert, it will show here. Now you can drag it and you can fit the size according to your need where the full video can be. Just click here like this. Now see, everything is now clear. Now it is clear. And it will like this. And now you can save it. And if you will save it like this, and now if you want to see how it look like, you have to go to publish page. And now if you will scroll down, this is the video which is showing here, and it will play. If you will start play, you will see. This is how you can add video here. And same goes for Drive also. If you want to add something from Drive, click here and it will open your Drive and select the folder. So select file and it will appear here. So it's very simple. So these are the few things. This is not complicated. Only you have to understand how to add pages and how to add sub pages. Like we have added the pages header. The header pages like main pages are there which are in front row. And the sub pages are under that main title. Like this is unit 1. And under this we have created sub pages. How you can hide these all subject from this unit 1? You can go on that subject. You can see the 3 dot and you can see here hide from navigation. And you have to do same in all subjects. If you will do this, page will work and page will show all the content. Only hiding these sub pages is from this section. Now the page will not show on the under unit 1. But if you will click on like unit 1 and you will click on UI, from here we have hidden the UI. But if I will click on unit 1, it will work. I will show you like how I have saved it. It is saved now. And if I will publish it, and now you see under unit 1, no subjects are shown there. And all 4 subjects are here. And if I will click on unit 1, UI, and UI pages are working. Same goes with English. And same goes with math. So everything is working. So this is the procedure how to add. Actually, this is the basic thing what you must be aware about, how to add content, how to add separator, how to add title, menu bar. This is a thing only. And except that there is nothing except that which is complicated, which you will get confused. Okay, let me close this one. If you have any doubts, you can ask me.
Yes, I believe you can just even turn on your audio, microphone and video camera. If you have questions, you can ask your questions right now. So it seems if you're doing it for the first time, it looks really complicated. But once you do it on your own, once you just start with a blank slide and then you start working on it, you'll really enjoy it. In my school, Google Sites is already embedded in grade 4 and grade 5 ICT curriculum. So if it's already part of your ICT curriculum and then ICT teacher is helping students how to create the site, so kids will know more than us. So even we are using Google Sites in our classroom, and some students they make sites even better than me. So they are quick learners, so they pick it really quickly. Because once you have to just create it on your own, you can just give it a try. Now also you can just create it. If you have any further questions, so you can ask right now. Separate slides for each child, right? Yes. Mr. Raj, can you please elaborate on how can we multi-copy one template and how to share it with our students? And because we cannot, share just one template with all the kids like that. So can you just help us with that?
Actually, sometimes we get confused how we will find our Google Sites. Like suppose if I will share this Google Site with you this portfolio. And you can imagine this portfolio. If I will share it with you,
Yes, we'll share it with you. The templates, both for EYP and grade 1 to 5, we are going to share it with you all. So do not worry about that.
yeah, and as it's clear, when I will share any portfolio with you, it will show in your Google Send page like this, how you can see in my page. You don't have to always, whenever you want to use it, you have to first make the copy of that portfolio on your system. After then, you have to use it and you can share it, because I will show you how you can make a copy. This is the suppose.
Yeah, please, that is needed. Yeah.
Yeah, suppose if I are giving you the access of this portfolio, this is the portfolio completed what we have already designed it. If you want to make a copy of this portfolio, you can see on top, you can see three dots. Click here and make a copy. It will make a new copy and you can give it a name like I can say it like a Michael and save it. Now, when we come to the back to the Google site, it will come. Yeah, here you can see my copy name is showing there. Now, this is your copy. Whatever changes you want to make in your portfolio, make in this file, not in that file what I have shared with you. Because once I will remove the access from my dashboard, it will not show here. Because what if this I will give to all the participants, I will add the email of each participant. I will show you how. On the top, you can see the plus button. Like it is normally how it works on Google Drive. You give the file access to all the teachers, staff, students. Same. I will and all the participant email ID on the top here, and I will give them a added access and done. It is done, and automatically how I will press enter, all the participants will receive this portfolio in their Google Site dashboard.
Google site, yes.
But the time I will remove the email ID from there, it will disappear from your dashboard. So whenever you find the dashboard in this Google template in your dashboard in the Google site, you have to first open it, then go to top, three dot bar here and make them copy. And it will show in your Google site with its new name. And you have to work on that. And okay, suppose you want to add the template with student as well after this. So now you can open this template here. Then you have to remove all the content from here, because like fourth and fifth student, they have to fill it themselves. So you have to delete all the content from here. So first, you have to make one more copy of that original file on your dashboard. Then you have to delete all the content what student have to fill themselves. You have to keep only the header, rest student will fill themselves. So all the pages you have to go under the unit of inquiry, under this, or all the pages what you think that content is not for student, you have to delete everything. So once you delete everything, then you have to go to publish, and it will ask you for a unique name. There, you have to give a your name like suppose my Raj Mehta. I will give it to Raj Mehta 01. It will ask first time when you make a copy, and after making a copy, when you will first time you will save it, it will ask to create a, because it will show on the top on the address bar. I will publish it, and now it will be published like now. It will allow you to publish. So this is the thing how you have to make a copy of the. Okay, one thing else, some people have query regarding the how we can make a folder in the Google Drive of portfolios. Because usually sometimes teachers face problems to save the portfolio inside the Google Drive. But when you go to your Google Drive, I will show you my drive here. Google Drive is there. When you go to Google Drive, all the files portfolio what we create on our Google Site automatically save inside the Google Drive. There is a one short key to find them.
Right. You can make a note of that. Yes, that's a short key of.
Friends, you have to type there, type semicolon, facts, and enter. Now it will show you sites, not S, sites without S, right? Semicolon site. So it will show you only all those portfolio what you have created inside your dashboard, even those as well which you have received from someone else. So here you can, this is the drive. You can create a one folder here. Suppose you can create one folder here with the name of demo portfolio. Create a folder. Now what you can do, you can transfer one sample file from here, like a demo file here. You can click here and you can share. No, organize. Nice. Organize, move, and it will ask to select the folder now. So now it is a demo code folder, portfolio. And in this,
Yeah, and you can name it. I think, sorry for interruption. They can name it with their grade also, like grade 5B, UOI 1, UI 2. Like, yes, that.
move it, and it will go under the demo portfolio. This is the demo portfolio here folder. I will open it and see it in there. Now you can just make copy of this same, make a copy, make copy like this, and change. You just have to edit the name.
Based on the number of students you have in your class.
Yeah, like I have made one more copy. You can make the regional layer and you can give a student name like Rahul.
Yeah,
This is
like
Rahul.
that. So if you have 20 students in your class, so we can make 20 copies of the template that we are going to share with the child. And if possible, just add this folder in my drive, not in the shared drive. So that is another rule that you have to remember. Because if you share it with shared drive, so other documents will also become sometimes accessible to the learners. So we just want to share it with my drive. On my drive, I need to create one folder, say 5D portfolios. And in that, we have to multi-copy, like Raj said, we can multi-copy this template to all 20 students in my class. And then I can name it with different names like Leena, Rahul, or what all students I have in my case. And then one we can share with.
We have to open the portfolio. We have to open the portfolio and we have to go on top here, share with others. Click here, add that student email ID here and enter, give him a added access and done. So now student can only access this portfolio only and no other file of from your drive, because you have given access of only this what particular portfolio only. So it is very simple. And no worries if you try it in classroom at home, and if you face any problem, and you can reach me anytime on WhatsApp. I'm always there. You can send me the screenshot or short video where you are struggling. You are not able to find any option or problem. You can reach out to me anytime. I will help you. I think Kishraj is done.
You have any? Okay, thank you so much. It was, yeah. Many people found it really complicated, but it's not that complicated. The only thing is once you do it on your own, learning by doing, so you'll get it, how to go about it. And it's really simple and it's free of cost. You don't have to spend a penny on this. And your students would love it, especially when it comes to grade 4 and 5, 3, 4, 5. They will really love doing it. And you can just give it a try. And yes, another thing I wanted to add with what Raj was saying, including that site multi-copies that we have made, we can also create one folder in my drive where we can also add some photographs or videos for our students, and we can give them the share access so that they can select some photographs and some videos from there as well. So that will be really helpful. So now I'll just go back to our initial slide where you can get ready with your questions also if you have some questions. Mr. I needed your help if we can, you can share the hard copy portfolio, because if I'm not wrong, Sushma had a query. She wanted to see a peer feedback sample. So if you can share the hard copy portfolio right now. Yeah, this is last year's students' hard copy portfolio. All I have done is just created a soft copy of that, but we can't call it e-portfolio. It's just a hard copy portfolio, and I just added the scanned copy of it in the PDF. So let me know if you are able to see. Rad, if we can just maybe decrease the size so that we can see the full page. Yeah, that much should be enough. So this is the front cover page where we can give the flexibility to the child in decorating the way the child wants. We can add her photos, his photos. Can just add colors if they want. It's completely okay if the child does not like so much color, so we cannot force the kid to do a lot of color also at the same time. So it's child's learning journey can do it the way he or she wants. Can we go to the next page? The second element we add is the index page, which the child keeps updating as the child is able to finish the unit 1 reflection. So as soon as the unit 1 reflection is done, we'll update the index page. So that is the second page which is coming. Going to the third page, if you're able to see that, the child has added the language profile. Yeah. So if you are able to see the right hand side, the child has added the language portraits, which is really very important. Especially language teachers can encourage doing that in the beginning, the first week of the academic year. So how many languages I know and when and where do I use it? I'm really proficient in this language, and so that we get to know how much the child knows that particular language, especially when it comes to the target language. So this is something can be added in the portfolio. So it's this initial thing. Then the goals for that particular year can also be added here. What are my goals, what I'm good at, and what are the things I really need to work upon this year? So that also can be added in the portfolio. So again, this is done in the beginning of the year, like in the first or second week of the academic year. And then what is my understanding of the IB essential elements? It's very important. Even every grade must practice it. What do I understand by learner profile activity? What is action? What are specified concepts? And then we have the learner profile check as well. So we can add some samples. There are multiple templates online available, so you can take a printout of that and can ask kids to reflect on that. And then speaking about socio-emotional learning, if you want to add a sample in your portfolio, that also can be done. And going further, this is a goal setting sheet that we do with the parents. The child sits with the parents and reflects not only the academic goal, behavior goal, and the personal goal. Maybe they want to really work on their hobbies. So this is all about that. That sample also must go in the portfolio. Now starts with the unit 1, unit of inquiry 1, where some schools also give the printouts for the first page. But since I teach grade 5, so we encourage learners to write a lot, because they're already exposed a lot to screen and a lot of digital presentations. So we make sure they write a lot. So that is one. And then from every unit, we make sure they pick self-selected, student-selected task and one teacher-selected task. So since we talk a lot about learner agency now, because Prajita was also, I think somebody was, if I'm not wrong, we were pointing out like if it has to be only teacher-selected, or so we can just maintain a balance. Maybe if you're choosing 3 tasks, so maybe one can be teacher-selected. Also, we can just suggest the child, we should not, dominate the child completely. No, you have to put this work. If child has his own reasons for it, no, I don't want to put that work. So we can just go with the child's choice and then encourage the child to pick the best work. And 3 best work, and then some integrations, nicely done integrations, that also can be added, but along with the reflection. So that we can scroll down. And we also have the assessment samples that goes in portfolio along with what exactly the child has done. So if you can go a little bit down. Yes, this is the assessment sample of the child. See, the child has done the self-assessment. Yes. Can we stay on this slide? So the child has just, created a checklist here, and the child has self-assessed based on the criteria that was. So it was a block and tackle discussion, and then child has created a checklist and then self-assessed how well I was in my communication skills. But that doesn't mean that the teacher also sometimes can really, intervene and then suggest what exactly was doing good at. And this is another sample of the unit 1 assessment. If we can go a little down. So this is the sample where the teacher has done the entire assessment. So this is teacher assessed sample. And if we go a little bit down, you will be able to see the peer assessment. So you have raised this question, can we share the sample of the peer assessment? So this task was, can we stay on this? Yes. So here the entire assessment is assessed by the parent. So we had the, a particular line of inquiry, and then the children, they had, research about it, and then created different, artifacts or charts or video presentations. After that, we had a gallery set up. We have made the gallery walk, and it was a quite silent gallery walk. But then the another section child, children, they had given the feedback to the section A. Just suppose that. And then this way, it's authentic evidence of where we can do the peer evidence. And you can see this slide where the peers have given, the feedback on the station that they had created for the gallery walk. So this is also a good example that can be added in the portfolio. This is what I was talking about. After every unit, we can add the unit and reflection. So in the resource kit today, I'll be giving many ready to use, unit and reflection sheets. You can just take a print out and give to your children. So you'll be able to see that with every work sample that the child has chosen for the portfolio, it has a reflection slip. So a lot of reflection, slip, the prompts I'll be sharing in the resource. Every task that the child has added in the portfolio has the sticky note or the reflection slip, and the child has added in. And for every unit, the child has selected 2 to 3 best work, or maybe the challenging work, or work there. The child has done a lot of work. They have worked really hard for that. So they have added those 2 to 3, work samples. And that, it's like solely it's, student agency. So now we cannot, encourage learners to only put that what we want them to add in the portfolios. So sometimes, teacher selected and the student selected, the work is overlapping, is same. It's completely okay. So we do, so many things in a unit. If I'm not wrong, many of us are doing 10 to 12 really good inquiry-based engagements in a unit of inquiry. Out of 10 to 12, we have to choose just 2 to 3, the best ones. So shouldn't be a problem, I guess. And towards the end, if you're able to see the hard copy portfolio, we have also added the integration, the language or the math integrations to the portfolios. And if any other authentic integration has gone in from other subjects, like one is more than enough, it's nicely done. And then some assessment samples also we can towards the end. So I hope we are done sharing with that. I think I could answer your question. Somebody had a question related to peer assessment. How do we peer assess in a portfolio? I hope I could answer your question. Okay, so we're done sharing the templates, and do not worry about the resources. We are sharing a resources kit. And that's for today. And Happy New Year once again. I think, Mr. Raj, you can share the feedback form in the chat box now. And if you have any other question related to portfolios, you can ask, right? So feedback form is already shared in the chat box. You can just go to the link and then add it. And as soon as you submit your feedback, you'll get your certificate as well.
You also regarding the templates, in the link I will not share in the chat box or over the mail. It will automatically show inside your Google Sites.
In their Google Sites, yes. You have to just Google.
I will give you access with your email, and it will automatically when you will open your Google site, it will show there. You have to make first copy. Make sure first make a copy of that, then start working on that.
Okay. Pillai says that if there is a spelling error, is learner work? How do you change it? Oh yes, that's what I told about, a fear strategy. So let child come up with the correction work. Let child rewrite the draft one more time by correcting that spelling. And we can just file it together, draft 1 and draft 2. And then we can add it in that portfolio. That's what is the real meaning of the portfolio. Yes, Hinadi says that the TRS can put their work. Okay, let me just add that question. Ma'am, for grade 2, is it possible to work on slides? Yes. I think you'll have to have a orientation session for parents there. then it won't be difficult task. But then ideally, I would say that grade 1, 2, and even 3, it is more like teacher guided. Teachers or parents have to support a lot, but yes, they can work on it. But then 4, 5 can easily, independently work on the Google sites. They can create their own websites. I think, Pillai, I answered your question. If there is a spelling error or any other error, so you can ask child to do the correction work. So that time should be given to the children where they can work upon the feedback that you have given. And then they provide you the fair draft of that. And then everything can be added in the portfolio. So that's what is the real meaning of portfolio. So the portfolio, the work does not go into the portfolio if it is not reflected upon, if it's not corrected, if it doesn't show the growth. So what did I learn new? I have not even read my teacher's feedback. So they have to go through the work where teacher has commented and they have worked on it. And then together it goes in their portfolio along with their reflection. So what I was working, like what I knew before and what I know now. So that's how it works. So as I told Pillai, for EYP, it's more like teacher guided. So teachers have to necessarily everything what is in hard copy, they have to add in the e-portfolios. So we can always go with only their audio oral reflections, because in EYP and grade 1, they are not so good with writing. But then we work a lot on their communication skills. So they can speak, and then we can take that audio clip or the video clip and we can add maybe 2 to 3 best, reflections on their e-portfolios. So that's how we can do. And then we keep it really less. So we don't add more than 2 to 3 reflections per unit. So grade 1 and 2 and also EYP, it will be more like audios and, video reflections on the e-portfolios. So let's not, have a lot of repetition, because same thing is in my hard copy and the same thing is going on the e-portfolio. So that we can avoid. At the same time, if I have done my unit and reflection on a hard copy, so why to type it again on the e-portfolio? Let the child take a photo of that and add that on the e-portfolio. So this is the way how it works. So Shannon has a question: how do you use the self-assessment? Is that the part of their self-reflection, or does that get included in their grades? Okay. So when it comes to self-reflection, they are kind of self-assessing themselves. What is something that I've learned? What is something that I really did in a nicer way? What's something that I have understood? And also at the same time, what is something I really need to work upon? Maybe my spellings, maybe my handwriting, or like the teacher says that I need to add more explanations, I need to add more words, more describing words. So that is how the self-reflection happens. And then sometimes, it is like when I go through my work, I get to know about it. But sometimes it comes from peer or maybe teacher. But then they have to just think about what they have worked. Shannon, I hope I could answer your question.
Like here, we are not maintaining the e-profile much portfolios, but we have the notebooks throughout. So which are being shown to the parents when they will have the SLC or the meetings. And we'll have only the assessment which are being filed, the portfolios. But now I can see like are the other schools following so much what you are showing it here?
See, even notebooks are wonderful, I would say. You can even ask if the child has done some work in the notebook that is really rigorous, and the child has spent 1, 2, 3 lessons working on that. It can be anything. It can be an inquiry-based reflection or writing draft. So you can add a photograph of that also in the e-portfolio. So it can be from anywhere. It can be chart work. It can be the notebook work. So it can be assessment-based performance work. So skip it on the child. So let's not being teachers stress a lot about it, what to include in our digital portfolios or hard copy portfolios. So keep it with the child, what exactly he wants to add. But then our role is to, facilitate or guide him or her for the better.
Sure. So they do it at home, right? Because it's in school, we don't have system for each child here.
Yes. Even this, it works the same way in my school as well. We have just 20 iPads. So what we do is the time that we have this, buffer week, like 5 weeks inquiry, and 1 week is kept only for the reflection, where students and teachers can reflect on the unit, and they can set their portfolios, they can include, they can just pick their work from the folder that they were maintaining. So out of so many works, they have to select 50 works. So I used to do it in my previous school, like we used to sit 1-to-1, even if it's grade 3, 4, 5. So we have to sit with the child. Okay, this is wow, what a wonderful journey you had in this unit. Will you tell me which was your best work? Where is the, some evidence where the learner has learned a lot? So not just a big evidence or something like. So accordingly, then we can start adding their work inside their portfolio, whether it's digital or hard copy. And then during that week, we can take that block lesson, or maybe 3 lessons together. If we can bring those iPads to the class. But the only compulsion is every child must have the school generated email ID for this. So that we can share it with the child and also with the parents. And then sometimes we can also give them as home assignments, like say last Friday, last weekend of the unit, when the unit ends. So we can give them the home assignments. Okay, you carry all your folder and all your notebooks home. So the best work, and then add it in your e-portfolio. That is also one way, we can reduce a lot of efforts that we can do in class, because all in all, it's all, child's reflection. So this can also always help that. Okay, ACL quiz also had a question when helping a child set goals in grade 2 and 3. Is it best to create goals for each subject plus personal goals, or there is a better approach? Yes, I would say, even I don't have that sample right now. So what we do in math and language, and you can do it for other subjects also. When they enter your class in the beginning of the year, you can ask them the first page of the notebook or journal or whatever you are following in your school. So you can ask them to set the goal based on what am I good at, what I need to work upon this year. So the child, if say in my English class, most of the kids, they write, I need to work upon my handwriting, I need to work upon my spellings, or I need to include more details in my writing. So, okay, do not stop at that point. Ask them to create an action plan for that. If I have issues with my spellings, I will create one spelling journal. So they can come to you every day. You give them 5 words from the spelling errors they have made. So let them practice. And then also keep the parents in loop. Let the parents check that spelling journal every day. And then during the PTMs or PTSEs, when you meet the parents, follow up of that. How well you are doing in spellings now. Are you practicing 5 words every day? Because that's what you have mentioned in your learning goal. So that's how we can do it. So anytime if you're trying to do the site in your school, so anytime you have any doubt, you can catch Mr. Raj. So he'll be available, and he'll be answering all your questions. So you're already connected to WhatsApp. And yes, we have also shared the portfolio templates. You can make a copy of that. Don't forget to make a copy of that. And then you can edit it the way you want. So not necessarily sticking to, the template that we have shared. You can just discuss with your team, discuss with your coordinator, and then edit it the way you want. And somebody was asking, can we take ICT teachers' help? Yes, you can take ICT teachers' help, and let the ICT teacher show the skills and then create a template for you. And you can use it. And then let child edit it the way the child wants. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending this session.